In March 2018, President Uhuru Kenyatta and his elder brother Raila Odinga entered into handshake agreement. And I want to ask you a very simple question. Do you think, in your honest opinion, the handshake was good or bad for Raila Odinga, politically speaking? Do you think the handshake was good for Raila Odinga? Or do you think it was bad for Raila Odinga? I want to read your answer to that question below before I proceed, so that we can figure out whether we are on the same page. And in my considered opinion, the handshake was the best political move for Raila Odinga. I want you to go back and figure out Raila Odinga without the handshake, the way the government had cornered him. So handshake, in my view, was good for Raila Odinga. But is it serving the political interest of Raila Odinga as at now? In my considered opinion, it's not serving the interest of Raila Odinga's politics. And why am I saying so? Raila Odinga was much stronger, politically speaking, before the handshake. But if you ask me today, Raila Odinga's support base is a bit shaky, and it can directly be attributed to the handshake. So in this video today, I want us to look at the 5 major blunders that may actually end Raila Odinga's political career in this country. But before we do that, if you're watching this video for the first time, I want you to click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now back to the main issue, and I want to go straight to the points. I strongly believe that Raila Odinga and his handlers are making certain political blunders without knowing. Or they are making these blunders to sabotage Raila Odinga. And these are the 5 blunders Raila Odinga, in my considered opinion, is making. Number 1 is media blunder. Publicity is good in this country, whether it's a bad or good. Publicity is good. For the several years, Raila Odinga was dominating the media. In fact, Raila Odinga himself was the news. So Raila Odinga would go to a place and it would become news. Of late, you realize that William Ruto is dominating the headlines. Whether for good reasons, whether because of Aurora, whether because of Weston, whether because of Sijui the Kenay, whether Sijui the staff dying mysteriously, whether he's in a rallies, whether he's dancing in a wheelbarrow, he's making headlines. And that's good for him. William Ruto today is dominating the headline. And why is he dominating the headline? William Ruto is dominating the headline because his media team is working very closely with the media. Raila Odinga's media team believes that Raila Odinga is a news himself, to an extent that when Raila Odinga goes to a place, then in their considered opinion, it's them who are doing a favor to the media. That's not the case. The media can report very negative things about Raila Odinga. They can report very negative things about the Building Bridges Initiative process. They can report very negative things. They can misquote any statement by Raila Odinga. I want to ask you a question. The other day, Raila Odinga made a statement which, in my considered opinion, was good. Raila Odinga was appealing to the medical doctors in this country not to down their tools. And according to them, according to Raila Odinga, the government didn't have money to sort them immediately. So Raila Odinga asked them to enter into further negotiations with the government, because it's not only that the pandemic was not only affecting the nurses, the doctors, but was affecting the entire republic. So it was misconstrued and misreported that Raila Odinga, I don't know, said what over the doctor strike. So media team for Raila Odinga must up their game. That's the reality. Because while that was happening, William Ruto, who is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, today in this country, was not taking responsibility. In fact, Kenyans were like, William Ruto is good. The problem is Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. The problem is handshake. Well, we know so well that in the first time of Jubilee government, for example, doctors were arrested. The unions were arrested in this country for agitating for the same better pay. During that time, Raila Odinga was in the opposition. Ruto and Uhuru were in government. So today the media, because of William Ruto's media team, they've made the media to clean William Ruto. Raila Odinga is being muddied everywhere. And because of that, if he's not careful, his career is going to come to an end. The second thing which is going to affect Raila Odinga, the second blunder he keeps on making, is what I call defense of the government. Raila Odinga has become the defender of the government. Raila Odinga is not part of the government anywhere. Raila Odinga is not the vice president. It's not the deputy president. Raila Odinga is not the president of the Republic of Kenya. Raila Odinga is not a minister. Raila Odinga is not a PS. If anything, Raila Odinga is an ordinary Kenyan. And the only position you can attribute to Raila Odinga is that one of AU as the high representative for infrastructure. That one only. But Raila Odinga is normally at the forefront trying to defend a government. You can defend a government which is performing. In the eyes of Kenyans, Jubilee government has actually failed. So why should Raila Odinga continue defending Jubilee government? He's not part of the government. The only thing he did was to enter into a handshake agreement with the government, with President Uhuru Kenyatta. And the reason he was doing this was because Raila Odinga at that time was being accused of sabotaging the economy of the Republic of Kenya. So if his being in the opposition was sabotaging the economy of the country through those demonstrations, then he said, okay, let's have a handshake. What Raila Odinga should be doing, should sit back and watch Jubilee government. Where they are doing wrong, he should not go privately. He should point it out publicly. That Mr. President, I think here you are doing bad, here you are doing good. So when you are doing good, it's okay. When you are doing bad, it must come out publicly. So that he's not blamed for some of these things. Just the other day, and I've seen him trying to correct that. The other day, I saw him coming to the defense of the nut. And the other day also, I saw him also coming to the defense of doctors. And he was saying that the government should not kill the teachers' union. So he has started making some corrections. But the truth of the matter is that Raila Odinga is not part of Jubilee government. Therefore, he doesn't have any business defending a government. He should just support. When they are good, he should support. When they are doing badly, it's not his responsibility. Of course, he can work from the background, like when there was this issue of tax, the fuel levy, which he worked at the background with President Uhuru Kenyatta to ensure it was passed in parliament through him. That's how he can support the government, but not coming out openly to defend what is not right in the government. Number 3, the third mistake which Raila Odinga is committing is what we call the reward system within the ODM party. I want to tell you what I know. In the last election alone, a group of young women, professionals, beautiful ladies, came up with an innovative idea of what they were calling daughters of Raila. Because Raila Odinga is a father, he's referred to as Baba. So these young women, most of them are known to me personally, came up with that innovative idea of daughters of Raila. So they mobilized themselves, came together, and embarked on a campaign for Raila Odinga. These women mobilized resources. They pulled their own cars, traversed the entire country. In fact, when they went to Mombasa, that's when I realized these women were serious. Very young women, professionals, doing their own things. So after the campaigns, my expectations was that the ODM party was going to even consider some of them for nominations at the county assembly, even at parliament, even at the Senate. But what happened? What happened was Chebei. Chebei, I don't even know the name of that nominated senator. She came from nowhere. She was nominated. Do you think that way you can boost the morale of your team? Do you think those women can put their resources again like that? If one of them was nominated, they would say, last time it was so and so. And we are very happy. Today, next time we are going to do this so that we can push for more or a few of us to be nominated. You come to county assemblies. The same. I know one or two who were nominated, but they were not nominated because of what they did in that particular campaign. They were nominated because of other factors. Some of them had really participated in party activities for a long time. You know, at Nini, they helped campaign for the governors or certain people. So they also just got nominated because of their own right. But the reward system within ODM party is the main reason why people are leaving. Take, for example, in the last election, personally, I know so many people who are maimed. There's Mama Chungwa. Then there was that man who was run over by a car during a mandamano. The guy who used to put on orange mangoes there. No, oranges. That guy. So if you're nominating people, then there's supposed to be criteria. There's supposed to be youths. Then even certain people, individuals like that guy, who was now down, probably qualified as a disabled guy, ought to have been considered. So the reward system is so poor. So Raila Odinga must change that. If that won't change, many people are going to leave. And number 4 is what I call innovative politics. You know, this country, politics is dynamic. It keeps on changing. The factors which made people love Raila Odinga last time are totally different from the factors which are making people love him today. William Ruto, for example, is very innovative. He realized one thing, that corruption is not a factor in Kenyan politics. So what he needed to do was to make money. After making that money from the government, then he can now use that money to influence people. So he came up with a wheelbarrow movement called the Hustler. So basically what he's doing, the money which was meant to elevate the youth of this country, he's now giving them indirectly. And that's why it was very shameful for me the other day when I saw a man driving his Prado, fueling it, then carrying a wheelbarrow on top to a rally in Bomet. I think that was kind of irresponsible. How do you carry one wheelbarrow to go to give to an individual? The vehicle you are carrying it with is a V8 engine vehicle. It's a guzzler. The fuel you're using from Nairobi to Kericho alone is enough to buy several of those. So if you wanted to buy a wheelbarrow for those people, then why couldn't you just come or identify them and then send them M-Pesa instead of using that way? But it's okay. But that's politics. You must find something which is unique to people. It has to be very innovative. Hassan Joho in Mombasa in the last election was very innovative. Hassan Joho realized that there were a number of youths who are very pleased with the kind of dressing, the way you dress, the way you dance. So as his opponents were busy complaining about his Katarina dancing, Nini Alikiba, there's that group of people who are really happy with whatever he was doing. And Hassan Joho became a darling of people across the country. Raila Odinga is still stuck with the change. How he fought for change, how he fought for liberation. That's not being innovative. Raila Odinga must find another way of being innovative. In fact, sometimes I really give it to the guy who coined the name Baba for Raila Odinga. Because Raila Odinga was old, so people were calling him Baba. So when you call him Baba, it's like you give him that kind of respect. So in my considered opinion, they must consider more innovative ways for Raila Odinga to penetrate. And lastly is the BBI. BBI is proving to be unpopular in this country. And again, you can blame that on the media team, both the BBI team and Raila Odinga media team. There's a lot of misinformation on BBI. That's the honest truth. But who is countering those misinformation? It's supposed to be the media. But the media is not doing that. Why? Because they are not working very closely with the team around Raila Odinga. So BBI today is unpopular, and it's being blamed on two individuals, President Uhuru Kenyatta's failure and Raila Odinga for supporting unpopular document. So for Raila Odinga and the team to succeed, they must work on media and change the narrative on the BBI. When the other day I was watching Edwin Sifuna, Boni Halwale, and Otienda Molo on Citizen TV. And Edwin Sifuna explained certain things on TV that they've not gone to the ground to explain to their supporters the good side of BBI. And that's why Boni Halwale was bragging that BBI is very unpopular because they conducted an opinion poll in Matungu and realized that BBI was very unpopular. So what they need to do is now they need to go to the ground there and explain to people. Because if this information is already taking center stage, then it means they have just to go down there and counter it. Without countering it, then already people will just consume what's there. In fact, they need not to do what is called catch up. They ought to have been the first people to convince people that BBI is good. Thank you, guys. And please, may you have a good day. I'm actually going to Ugenya today, and I might do another video from there. I'm a bit shaggy, and I think I'm not going to shave for a very long time. I'm not going to shave for a long time. I want to see how I'm going to look like. I want to join that gang. Yeah? So it's coming out smoothly, I think so. Good day.